And welcome back to Straight Talk. So before the break,
Break.
we were talking about breaks in the bridge,
Right.
but now we're going to talk about the break-ins.
Break-ins.
There's been a lot of, I guess, a lot more than usual of vehicles being broken into and a lot of articles being stolen.
Right.
The other day, somebody was telling me that a scooter they had, a motorized scooter, somebody in broad daylight stole it. I don't know if they got it back yet, but no.
I don't know. Is it a mini crime wave or? I have no idea. All I know is just word on the street. Like I said, a lot of my acquaintances have reported that they've had like their phones and little things taken out of their cars, things like that. Which is it's burglary. It's people are getting robbed of little things, bikes getting stolen right off porches and things like that. So,
and it's not specific to one area. There was a lot in the Clay Mountain area, but then just a few blocks from where I live, near Maddie's Park area, but not like a little further down there was they were getting broken into their vehicles there. Tires getting slashed. I don't know if it's the same groups of doing it, but I know that they were mentioning they had caught some juveniles. Now, whether or not they were involved in all of them, I find that hard to believe. But
Well, I don't know. All I know is that there's something that has to, I guess, be done to a certain extent. You don't want to have to lock everything up all the time, and it makes a community member feel insecure in their own.
I think it brings out I guess a bigger thing as far as that is years ago. I mean, we can always talk about what we happened when we were kids and lock or unlock different things, but now that there's a lot more people, there's always somebody around the neighborhood. It's just, I think, neighbors being more vigilant with each other and watching what's going on in their neighborhood, because as much as that doesn't happen, sometimes it does a little bit, but it's not much, and people just like, I don't know what's going on, I don't want to be involved, or
But sorry, go ahead.
Because we also have the influx of non-natives that come to the community that are getting caught doing these crimes. There was Sesame Street. There was a lady down the road who some people, non-natives, were parked in front of her house and tried to break into her house, and the PKs actually caught them on the OCR. And I remember the rash of break-ins recently was a non-local man, right? It was in the Eastern Door. They had caught him for the cigarette store break-ins, I believe.
Right.
And we're drawing a lot of people from outside, and they're not people who know us, they're strangers. It's different when, that's your neighbor down the road, that you're looking at his car, you see something nice in there, that's still your neighbor. But when it's not from your community, I think there's even less of a connection, and there's more theft that would happen.
Right.
I think.
I think a lot of these, apparently a lot of them were, like I said, like phones and things that could be taken, relatively quickly. But I had heard that, like the chargers were left behind, that there was, so, I mean, it gives an indication that maybe these are not like, professional.
Smart thieves.
Or smart thieves,
Well, most crimes in dealing with situations like that, going into it's opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
People aren't a lot of times the person who's doing the crime are not going out to specifically do that. They're passing by, they see the opportunity, a window open, a door open, and then they're going to steal it.
And that's where, like, maybe, your neighbors, say, keeping an eye on your house and different things like that. Or just, like I said, like little, like, security measures that you can take personally, like having a well-lit house, making sure that your doors are locked in your car, little things like that,
Guns loaded.
Yeah. but the thing is, it's like, how far does it go? I mean, back in the day, people didn't even lock their doors.
But another thing is what Jeremiah brought up is what a lot of people, though, are selling cigarettes out of their house, which is bringing in a lot of people from out of the community into the community, which normally wouldn't have happened because of the trade. And sometimes it's first time people coming into the neighborhood, and then they're, you know, they're going by their cigarettes, and hopefully most of the time they're just going there and coming back. But at the same time, now they're being exposed to what else is in that area. And I'm not saying that's what's happening, but the good chance of a lot of that is happening. And we can't always, the police can't be everywhere. So it's a matter of trying to be as much as vigilant as possible in your neighborhood. You know, not going out there and confronting everybody, but at least being aware of what's, you know, the vehicles and things like that. If you're not sure, take a plate number, and you know, if something did happen, at least you have that information. And if there are crimes happening in your neighborhood, phone the police and give them the information. I've seen a car here, this. Or if you're not sure, just phone them. It looks strange. Their neighbor's out and there's a U-Haul at his house.
Well, that could mean several different things, okay?
He got thrown out again. Usually it's just Polish luggage, you know, garbage bags.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I've been there a few times. Not recently, but...
We should all be doing that. We should all be looking out for our neighbors, though, like that. That I think would be natural.
And I think a lot of people, not just you know, not concerned with the tobacco trade, but other industries and other businesses, we want to encourage, you know, people to come in and let people know that this is a safe community.
I'm not saying it's the people dealing cigarettes, but I'm just saying that brings
you know,
more
like I
people
said,
into
you know, but there's always been. But there's one thing that I have noticed recently is that there is a lot of people in the community that I have no idea who they are. Whereas before, it was like I would see a lot of, you know, almost everybody that I ran into, I would know who they were. And now I don't know who a lot of these individuals are.
And that becomes to another issue. Because of now, not just the break-ins, but I mean, it becomes an issue where now we're seeing a lot of non-natives and stuff like that, but now taxing is starting to come into the community a lot more.
In other ways, in more insidious ways.
You know, and that's, you know, a lot of people over the years said that, you know, once these 10 agreements were signed, that it's going to bring taxation more and more and more into this community. And the powers that be always said, no, we'll never let that happen. But it seems, and we've talked about this many times, the government will always get more creative to accomplish what they want at the end of the day. No matter how it's going to be, they're going to find a way to get around what agreements were made hundreds of years ago, and it's going to continue like that. And if you look at it now, there's a lot. Everything now, it seems like people get involved in, it's becoming a tax issue. You know, for businesses or private, for everything. So even the governments are getting involved in the taxing issue. So it makes it tough. The bank now, they're talking about taxing issues, and I know we can't go into it in depth right now, but we'll do it in a little while. But you know, it's something to think about, and it's something that, what do you do?
It just feels like a constant erosion of the agreements that our ancestors basically have made, you know, with the government, in terms of like a nation to nation agreements that they've made in the past, and honoring it. And it just, you know, like little here, little there, little here, like, and that's what I meant by insidious erosion of our rights, of our collective rights as a community, as a nation. So, you know, there's a lot of issues that are involved with the taxation, and we're going to get into that in a little bit more detail when we come back on Straight Talk on Mohawk TV.